I totally remember my first video. It was Noodle the Pekingese, and I was blow drying her and her ears flew up in the air and it was majestic. It was so funny. I grabbed my phone and I filmed it, and that was the beginning of it.
This is Culture Beat, the Creators Project's bi-weekly roundup of the most fascinating, mind-expanding, breathtaking art stories from around the world. In this episode, Jess Rona turns her work as a dog groomer into an Instagram art sensation. Phantom Limb Company combine human and puppet actors to surreal effect for their newest play, Memory Rings. And Kalashnikov Gallery give us a tour of South Africa's gritty independent art scene. Jess Rona has spent the last few years honing a creative and humorous approach to dog grooming. Soon, her work exploded across the internet, giving rise to a new medium: canine grooming video art.
I'm Jess Rona, and I'm a celebrity dog groomer. I became a dog groomer by being a bather. I was like 17. I saw a help wanted sign at a PetSmart. I was like, oh, dog bather, that's not a typical 9 to 5. And I had no idea what I was doing. And so over the years, slowly, I started to get better and better. A dog that's gonna make a good video, we've got fluff, we've got an emotional eye, we've got a dog that's gonna look into my phone when I call its name or I say, do you wanna go on a walk? And they'll just like look into the phone. A dog that doesn't mind me blowing wind on him or her, and someone with really big ears. I feel like it's just so funny when the ears flow. Instagram has everything to do with my video with Tegan and Sarah and the Beck video. Social media gives an opportunity for everyday people like me to make art. And we have such easy tools just at our fingertips that we can make stuff. There's so many people that do beautiful things that we just didn't know of. I think my videos are really relatable. I can capture a human emotion with a dog so easily. All they have to do is kind of go like this, and it's like sexy, or like this, and it's like, what are you doing to me? You know, like we can all relate to these simple little emotions that a dog can convey so easily, especially in slow-mo. All I need is this for a dog to give me something huge. And especially if I can just get the perfect timing with the music and the wind and the look, it's like heaven.
Phantom Limb Company takes the traditional craft of puppetry and combines it with contemporary dance, design, and multimedia to create immersive and mysterious theatrical experiences that address the human relationship to nature.
Phantom Limb Company is a multidisciplinary theater company. We work primarily with puppetry and dance, installation, video. We bring a large group of collaborators together to make theatrical events. The scale keeps evolving, and we kind of keep getting more and more stark, I would say, and essential in our aesthetic.
One of the benefits of using puppets is that they are nameless, faceless dolls. We describe them as just being blank canvases that people can project their own history and fantasies on. And if a puppet is really manipulated in a compelling way, people will really pour so much of their own feelings into the puppet and be moved in a way that they wouldn't necessarily be with an actor. The intention behind Memory Rings was to look at humanity's relationship to forests and trees over the course of the lifespan of the world's oldest living tree, which is almost 5,000 years old. We're identifying a time when forests were enchanted and mysterious and potentially dangerous places. The puppeteers dressed as trees or as a forest are literally the agents of animation for the people. They are the things that make them come alive, trees.
The relationship between puppeteer and dancer is really important to us. So, for example, we have a full-size puppet that all of the pieces are separate from each other, not attached in any way, and it takes 5 dancers to hold all the pieces of the body. So those kinds of relationships are surreal and really magical. What you definitely get in the show is a lot of different stories coming together, and then they build and build in the culmination. And as artists, it's always been our job to move and touch and activate people.
Johannesburg's Kalashnikov Gallery set out to support South Africa's emerging and independent artists by creating an artist-run space for experimental, confrontational work as an alternative to the commercial art world.
At some point, kind of navigating the South African art world, I became somewhat frustrated with a lot of the galleries, a lot of the curators. I felt kind of isolated and unconnected and sometimes quite taken advantage of by the system that already existed. And what better way to remedy that than kind of start my own gallery? First and foremost, we're an artist-run space, but also a space that was kind of hybridized between a project space and a commercial gallery to push the more sort of progressive, experimental-based practice. We will show anything from industrial designers to graphic designers to fine artists with degrees. Essentially, if you resonate with us, it's not about your background, it's about your work. We have the ability to have conversations with artists on a curatorial level, but also a kind of artistic level. It seems more authentic somehow when you're having a conversation with a creative when you are one, and not just a businessman.
Galleries tend to be playing towards a certain market of collectors where they expect certain works from a certain artist to be like that. So the Kalashnikov guys is sort of like breaking that mold, breaking that stereotype of what actually some of these young artists are talking about.
There's a real feeling in Joburg that they are moving up and they are doing things and going places. So it's exciting to be part of a gallery like that.
If you can get the rest of everyone to see what's going on and to really feel and connect with the young artists that are working in your city and defining the reality that you live in, whether you want to be a part of it or not, it's happening.
There's so much potential here, and it's just beginning.
Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of Culture Beat. We'll see you next time for more great arts and culture stories.